The man you see running out in front of that truck is Stacy Walker, and he's actually the Lynn County supervisor there in Cedar Rapids. We caught up with Stacy about what happened on Friday.
Look, people all over the country came out en masse in objection to the recent Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. This event was organized by women, and the majority of participants were women. And it was very peaceful, aside from some of the people that were heckling us as we marched throughout our city. And right toward the end of the event, there were about 10 to 15 folks who had yet to cross a pretty busy intersection in a crosswalk. I was one of those individuals. And apparently there was a gentleman who didn't like what he was seeing. He actually got out of line and skipped 2 vehicles ahead of him and careened into some of the protesters. And I actually saw a young staffer for our local government here with their hands extended as if to stop this massive truck from running her over. And I didn't quite think too much after that. My concern was getting her out of harm's way, and it was just a horrific scene. One of the big things I hope is able to come of this. It seems as if the narrative that is developing from the police investigation is that these were protesters obstructing the right of way, which is certainly not true. And one of the things that I anticipate becoming more germane here is after the Black Lives Matter summer that we had, the Iowa legislature passed a series of laws that effectively strip the rights of protesters who are in streets. I think they were referring to individuals who were willfully obstructing traffic, but this was not the case here. So I think a lot of things are going to be challenged in this state, and it is my hope that we can get some attention from folks around the state and around the country to help support these young women in this time of need. Look, there's no secret that political violence is happening. We've seen journalists come under attack, and we certainly have seen protesters come under attack. I would like for the country to be aware of this. I would like for the country to help support individuals who are exercising their constitutional right to peacefully assemble and address their government for redress of grievances. Because we always talk about backsliding into this neo-fascist state, but when young women aren't being taken seriously by police officers, when they're transported to hospitals because they've sustained injuries by being hit by a vehicle, when you have acts of political violence all over the country, and we're not sounding the alarm bell that this is something that has got to stop. We are moving faster into a place where we don't want to be. So I would just ask that folks who genuinely care about our democracy, about the safety of people, to be interested in these issues and do everything they can to help support and protect these folks who are out in the streets fighting for their rights.